That should work. Hopefully. Yeah, okay. Give me 1 second, real quick. I've never streamed on YouTube before, so this is different for me. It's working. Oh, the pig thing is still there. I didn't even know I had that. I thought I turned that off a long, long time ago, like 3 years ago. But, you know, it's fine. Also, sorry my microphone's a little wonky. I just got a new one. You could probably hear my keyboard very loudly because there's no filter or anything on this. 1 second, just give me a quick second. Okay, that's better. So it should be good. I mean, I turn clouds off, turn all these things on. Fancy, fabulous. Everything's gonna look nice. That's the goal. So where's my newest one? 16.3. I know what I'm doing, I think. There's only a few bug fixes. I can't speak fixes, so there shouldn't be too much different. I'm gonna have to turn off this thing. I mean, wait. Real quick. It is that one that's doing that. It must be. Let's just see. Oh, it could be It's fabulous that does the weird. 1 second. Oh, did I forget to turn on VSync too? Oh, I'm so sorry. That might have been horrible for a few minutes there. Particles cloud, fancy. There's still like 24 or something. Fancy. Resource. Turn that back on. Okay, sorry, I'm confusing myself here. I am just gonna do that. Normal Minecraft. Normal time. Figure out my FPS is at a stable 40, which is probably not what I want. I would enjoy something a little bit better than this, if possible. Just give me 1 second. No, that's all I have open. That's weird. I don't really have anything. I mean, it's so weird. I mean, playing like survival by myself. I know I've done it a few videos now, but it's really weird for me. I'm not used to it. Whenever I try to do survival or something, I usually just stick to like, hey, we're just 16, 14, fancy, smooth lighting, GUI brightness, all that, good. Should cap it out at 7. Oh, my VSync is 75. Okay. It shouldn't be too horrible. It should be decent for you. Sorry if it is weird, but stories. I've been watching a lot of the VTubers recently, the virtual ones. I mean, I've gotten to like a few of them, not all of them. I think some of my favorites, they're all the Niji-Sanji ones. I don't know why, but for some reason I can't watch the Hololive ones. I don't like them. You have to have a good mix of guys and females. I think there's about 2 guys in all Hololive, so it's not much fun there. Watching a lot of anime too. Bit of a weeb, not too much of one though. What was the newest one I watched? I watched one where it was like, it's really weird. I don't know what the name of it is, so if I explain the plot, it's not really going to give anything away. Well, it's a little bit more than the plot because it's the first 5 episodes, but it's like a horror anime. It's sort of romance. I don't really think so. It's horror. There's like weird time loopy stuff. There was an original version, or they just released a new version this year. Really recent. I think the newest episode only came out a few days ago. So it's pretty cool. It's horror. It's yeah, horror, romance, sort of. It's supernatural also. Supernatural, fantasy. It's not really fantasy. There's not like swords and dragons and or any of that. It's supernatural in the way like, hey, there's time travel. Like, hey, there was one girl and she was talking to like her sister or something. I think she said Nissan, whatever. Yeah, Nissan car. Which means, if I'm right, I think it means older sister, just sister, or something. So I'm not sure, but she had like horns. She said, "Hey, you can't do this again. I'm sending you back to this time." So I'm pretty sure, whenever that girl dies, she's a few lollies in the anime. She's one of them. She's short, has like long blue hair. But yeah, she her sister, sorry, I'm just walking around in circles. Said something about like, hey, you have to do this again. You're going back to 1983, I believe. I think it's either 83 or 86. Don't quote me on any of this. Oh, Bobby boy, you did it yourself. I can't believe he walked into the boat himself. Yeah. I have 2 name tags. Oh, this is amazing. I don't have enough iron for what do you call it? Furnace. Anvil, that's the right word. But yeah, so in the first timeline of that show, so the main character is a guy. There's a few girls. He goes to a school. There's one with green hair. Well, one right now. There might be 2. That one of them doesn't go to the school though. One of them does. I'm just really confused. Maybe the time changes things, because the first that was, yeah. So you learn about all the characters. There is the main girl, which is also the evil murderer, psycho killer, sort of, has mental issues. One of the tags of the anime is dementia. I think she might have a memory. It's either he forgets things or she forgets things. It's one of them, because sometimes she'll act really nice, and the other time she pulls out a murder kit. Like his mom, the main character. This is at the end of the first one when everything goes to shit. Starts trying to explain something like, hey, wait, do I have my chat open? Give me 1 second. I have to do this real quick. It might take a second. Where's my chat? View. God, I'm gonna have to pull up my phone. Okay. If I actually do get any viewers, I would like to see them. That would be the goal. One second. Also make sure that my stream is actually working.
To me.
Oh. Okay, that seems to be working. Okay, it is. That's good. That's good. There. Yeah, so where were we? Okay, last part of this first time branch, time loop, whatever you call it. It's still really confusing to me. But yeah. So this girl is she likes the main character. Sort of. Blushes when he says things. But it's really confusing a lot of the time, because she also has tried to murder him multiple times. At the start of this, they went into like a dump or something, and it was it was weird, because they were looking for things, and at the start they were like, hey, there might be bodies here. Or it's like, oh, he didn't. This is before he learns all the weird shit about this town. I don't want to explain every single thing about this anime, so let's just leave it at so he doesn't know the weird stuff yet. Some guy makes a really foreshadowing statement, like, hey, the body's missing an arm or something. He's like, what? And then the guy leaves. Then she's out looking for stuff. And she's like, hey, I want to find this doll. But then he goes out, well, next day he goes out and sees her there. He's like, hey, I'm here to help you find the doll. And then he does help her, and she pulls up with a saw. He's like, hey, I need help trying to get this out. She pulls up with like a massive chopper. Like, chopper, I mean like a butcher's knife, but 3.5 feet long. And she's her eyes go all weird. She pulls that thing up above her head and just starts, it looks like she's gonna swing at full force. It's really cool looking. I should mention that I enjoy gore. Like, horror stuff is fun. I don't really get scared by blood at all, so it doesn't really make any difference to me. But, yeah. Right now, from where I'm watching, there really hasn't been much violence. Oh, I probably should be getting stuff done while I'm doing this. I mean, Bobby, you want to go on a trip with me? Actually, I don't trust myself. I don't he'll despawn, so out of my best judgment, I think I'll just go mining, actually. Where was I? You know what? Actually, I will be back in a second. I have to do something. I'll mute my microphone. Welcome back. I'm back. Need to check my chat. Nothing yet. Because it's just me. Hey. Where were we? I have the shortest attention span out of anybody in this entire world. Going in here. No iron, right? No iron at all. Put everything away except the pickaxes and the sword. Make a new one. Sorry, I'm just thinking to myself right now in order to figure out what I'm trying to make. That's a furnace. That's a crafting table. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna lose my train of thought again if I try to start a new conversation. Okay. Yes. Where were we? Oh yeah, trash heap. So she pulls up the massive blade. He's still digging this stuff out. He's like, using his hands, all forged. Just like, I'm gonna get this out for you. I got it. But no fun because well, she doesn't get to have her fun and murder him since he turns around, and he gets scared shitless because he thinks he's about to be murdered, which he was. But then she comes up with the excuse like, "Hey, you said you wanted a saw, so I brought one." But before this, this probably is a good context. She said like, "Hey, I'm gonna bring you some tea." She didn't bring the tea. A little suspicious here. I was like, "Hey, I didn't think you need tea because I was gonna kill you in cold blood." But yeah, I mean, there's fish. It's still pretty cool. Apart from like all the deaths getting cut off randomly. I mean, it's really fun because there's so much. It's like it's going up to it. Like it was 3 minutes of him digging through and her just slowly pulling up with a big old blade. That little blue girl. Should mention this. She turns back time because she's supposed to find out who the killer is and save people. She knows who the killer is because she's done this so many damn times. I think it was around 100 years she's relived this one like event. It's really, if you do watch this anime, don't listen to anything I'm saying because half of it is probably wrong. I'll let you know that. So it's got me a little confused with the time travel thing, because there's like 2 episodes after the well, there's 1 episode. Let's go back to the start of what I was talking about. I started talking about the end of the first um time time link, time branch, whatever I call it. Whatever I called it, call it. You know what? Maybe I'll call it different in the future. I can't speak. So yeah, at the end of that, she comes to his house, brings him some bento boxes. If you're uncultured with Japanese things, a bento box, it's just a lunch box. It's like a little wooden box with like a piece of lunch in it, dinner, something like that. But she's bringing dinner to him because mom's like, "Hey, there's somebody bringing dinner." He's already scared shitless by her because she's done some more sus things. And another little girl, the with blue hair, was saying, "Hey, trust her." I don't know why. I'm really confused by this. She says trust the serial killer, but you know what? Who cares? It's just so weird. Then after that, it just gets worse and worse. I mean, where was I mining? I must have been mining somewhere. I have. Oh, it's the cave. There's a cave here. Where's the cave? It's the ravine. There we go. I remember now. Okay. So yeah. All this weird stuff happens. She pulls up the bento box. She's like, "Hey, I got dinner for you." She seems really nice. He's having nightmares about her just murdering him because at the start of this, this is the first time, I'll try not to give too much away. He has a weird nightmare. He kills a few people. I think he kills her in it. So I don't know if it's real, but he bludgeons some people. It's no fun. It is fun, but no fun for him because of certain mental things that make you remember things and make you sad. Probably, I don't think I can say it on YouTube. That's the point of that. So yeah, it's just, it goes downhill. So she gets the boxes. She's like, so I don't know. Is she talking to him? They're sort of having a conversation. He's doing something on the TV. He's like looking up at it, like, "Hey, I look at this. I found something." Or he's like, "Oh, I need to fix this real quick." So he does that. She's getting all her stuff ready. Her boxes are actually full of murder tools. There's some rope. There's like scissors. There's clamps. There's all that weird stuff that you need to make a really well organized murder. He turns around, sees her, sees her shit, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Then she pulls out it. She starts to attack. Well, I don't know. It might. This is the part that I probably need to rewatch. I'm pretty sure she starts attacking him first. She's like, "Oh, you shouldn't have seen this," or something like that. So yeah, she attacks him. He tries to protect himself. She this is the part that just how does this happen? How is he? I know it's an anime. It's a cartoon. How is he physically able to do this? So he is stabbed by that knife a solid 50 times over the course of like 3 minutes. I mean, it's no fun to watch. I keep saying it's no fun. I liked it, but he is stabbed so many times. So many times. He is still like, he brings out like a toaster or something. He is smacking her over the head with that. Like, he brings it to his, I think it's his right hand, left hand, it doesn't matter. He just starts slamming her on the side of the head. And so somebody gets there in time, saves his ass. He's alive in the hospital. Green hair girl visits him. She says like, "Hey, yeah, she died." But so sorry, blue hair. I mentioned blue hair. I didn't mention the tsundere lolly. She's just really angry at everything. Tries to beat him up a bunch. main character, MC, whatever you call him. So yeah, she and Blue Hair have been murdered, while Green Hair is given this monologue. Well, before, because Green Hair is telling him about it. Nobody else wants to tell him because there's scary town stuff. Everybody believes in it. Nobody wants to talk about it because it's scary town stuff. Self-explanatory. So yeah. So she's like, okay, I feel bad for you, so I'll explain it. So she explains, like, hey, these two have died also. And it's just, where the hell is this? Oh, this is how I got out last time. Yeah, it's confusing. Confusing at the least. Oh, did I have to boat out of here before I did? Sorry. They're both dead. Blue Hair is also dead. I think the timeline thing restarts because she has died. I don't know if that is specifically the case, but I'm pretty sure it is. So she talks about this. He's like, oh my god, everyone's dead except her. There's, I think, the police or something talk to him. But after this, the episode ends right after this. But it goes into the new timeline. This is the coolest part. It goes straight into the new timeline. It's just not even like an episode of like, hey, this happens, I'm gonna bring you back. Well, it might have been at the end of the episode, but it wasn't in the actual one. And it's really fun, but it's also confusing because nothing is said. It's just a new episode. Like, hey, we're going straight in. So after that, it's just it's a lighthearted one. Orange Hair, which is main baddie, goody baddie, probably a baddie because murder, but it's also still bad. She's a little scary looking, but Green Hair is important in this next episode. I think she's like, oh, this is the romance part ties in. It's like, hey, she has a sister and the sister is cute, but she's not because this sister is nice and she's mean. Green Hair is like a mob boss. She's very, very aggressive. That might not be the word. Commanding. She's like the club leader, sort of. Leader of their club, basically. I think that's the right analogy because it's what I'm telling you. I mean, it's literally what happens. She is the leader of their club. Oh my god, the sheep scared me so much. Oh, I don't know why. Why are you so creepy when you're hairless? Oh, you're gross. I'm sorry, Bobby, but that was not something I wanted to see. Ah, how? I'm sorry, I can't. Green Hair is important. I guess this is why I was saying, hey, maybe there's two Green Hairs. Because Green Hair like lies about having a sister. Possibly. It possibly doesn't lie. I don't know. When I looked up pictures for the anime, it was like, hey, I just want to show somebody this. There was two of them. And I don't know if that happens in another timeline. There's probably going to be like 50 more. 1 second, let me turn that down a little bit. There's probably going to be 50 more at least timelines. And it's just like, what? Why? How does this happen? It's just, how is there two? She's lying about her sister. About having a twin sister that works at this place. It's like, oh, hey, she's in small clothes. It's like, I'll say, it's anime Hooters, basically. If you're an American, yeah, they wear some small clothes. They sort of cosplay, and she lies like, hey, is that you? And he's like, no, it's not me. It's not her. It's her sister. Blah blah blah. And so he's like, hey, you're pretty cute. This man is one of the most forward anime characters I've ever seen. He has flirted multiple times, and it's not like, oh, like everybody hates him, like, oh, you're gross. He's like, oh yeah, you're pretty, which is pretty rare. I mean, they're either like, they either have 18 people around them and they refuse to accept any of them, or they have one and they're just like, hey, how you doing, baby? And they're hated by the Tsundere main character. That's the premise of 3 of the recent ones I've watched, which is pretty fun. How are you not dead? You can't breathe. You cannot breathe air. Why are you here? Where did you go? Sorry. He confused me. It's so weird to multitask. Like, jeez, I guess I'm gonna just stop talking about that for 1 second. With all the VTuber things that I've watched, people have conversations, like, while they're playing games. Some of them just have, like, chats, which pretty fun. I don't really have somebody I can chat to. I mean, not viewers either. I might actually have, but I have not checked. That would be a no, I believe. Yep. Real quick. We're 17 minutes in now. We're gonna go live. Okay, I'm underwater. That's what I like to see. I just wanted to make sure it was actually working. So, yeah, he tells the sister, her, whatever it is, she's pretty. You know, I'm just switching between everything I say. Yeah, he tells her she's pretty. She's like, oh, yay. That's nice, because she was lying. She's like, hey, you're calling me pretty. It's weird. It's like her guilty pleasure, sort of. Like, hey, I'm lying about who I am. But you're technically calling the person I'm lying about being pretty. So, it works. She goes to his house. And sister, she gives him lunch. Then he goes back to school. He's like, oh, thanks for lunch or dinner. Well, it's something. I can't go way too far into it. But she's like, thank you. He says thank you. She's like, oh, this is embarrassing. Like, hey, then there's somebody that says like, hey, don't judge a book by its cover. That's Orange Hair says that. Memory's coming back to me now. Orange Hair says that, but then he says like, "Hey, does that apply to you too?" But she's like, "I don't know, does it?" And she gets really scary. She looks scary. It looks mean. She looks like she's a murderer, which again is. What else? What is there? I don't know. I don't have any memory after this episode. That was, I believe that was the end. And I think it might have been, because if I could check right now, give me a second. If I do this, hold up. That's for my school. Pull that over. There we go. Make sure the stream's still going. Damn it. I forgot the name. That's why I've been calling these people by their hair colors. Because I forget names very easily. I'm gonna have to turn my sound all the way down too. There we go. I got the anime from Giguk. I don't know how to say its name.
Don't you want your pocket of America to still feel like its own? Where small businesses.
This video is
Skip the ad.
Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, and a mid-2000s
anime. Sorry, wrong person. No, I was watching the spring one. That's
I'm getting a bit worried at the
murder.
very rarely being able to
It is called Higurashi no Naku Koro no Nikoi. Damn it, I don't know what the English name for that is. Higurashi no Naku Koro ni Kai. That's the second.
Koroni. Higurashi when they cry. That's the right name. Okay. Hey, I've spoiled an anime for you. Good luck. You can still watch it. It's insanely good. I said, hey, I'm explaining the plot at the start, so. Higurashi. Sorry, Higurashi. 2020. Yeah, they have the same name. Higurashi no Naku Koroni. That's 2020. 5 episodes. Okay, I've watched all of them. I would recommend it, really. It's great. I think that's my favorite of the newest ones I've watched so far. I don't have a least favorite. I mean, what could I say my least favorite is? There's some that I just don't enjoy. I mean, like, I like watching some of the rom-com ones because, hey, sometimes they're funny. Then other times it's like, hey, why does this person suddenly like you? Where do they come from? This person has been seen once the entire anime. Now they're like, hey, you're my best friend. I love you so much. Ha 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 ha. It just confuses me. Personally, when I looked at the Japanese average height, it's just because I was looking at the VTubers like, hey, how tall is this person? And it's 5'7" for males. It's 5'7" for males. That's insanely short. Well, I'm 6 foot. 5'11". It's between there, and it just seems so short. It's weird to me. So I like that. Point of this is I like the taller characters, the taller males. The ones that resemble me slightly. And one of the ones I watched recently, which isn't a newer one, but it's newer to me because I haven't ever seen it before. And the tall guy is like the secondary male guy, and it's just main character steals the girl that he likes away. He's like, she likes me now, she's mine. Like, you don't need to include everybody in your hymn, do you? I just leave a few. Share. I mean, sharing is caring in some points, not always. Don't take that advice for everything. But he's the girl stealer. I don't know. He's Mr. Steal Your Girl, whatever it is. It's something like that. Do you not grow your wool while you don't? Just get on my boat, jeez, man. Now you can't get back up. Okay. I don't know what that one's called. I would like to tell you, but I don't even remember. I have no idea. I can look up on my previous search history. I found a website a little while ago. I think it's okay. I don't know if it's okay to watch stuff on it. There's not that many ads. There's only a few. You just have to click off one of the video, and then you're good. I mean, I can't say the site. I don't think I legally can. Crunchyroll, there's so many ads. Verve, whatever. Both of them. There's so many ads if you don't have premium. It's insane. Sometimes there's 2-minute long ads. Sometimes there's 14-minute long ads. It's just, I think they've gotten better at it. When I was younger, I watched Naruto, whatever you call him. I call him Naruto because I'm a white American. But,
powering off.
Oh, headphones are dead.
Time to plug in.
Give me a second. I don't really need them, but it would be preferred. Where's the thing? There we go. You have to turn them off and off. Turn them off and on again in order for it to work. Sometimes it says power on. Sometimes it doesn't.
Powering on.
There we go. Okay.
Charging battery.
You'll be able to hear
Knock off.
my headphone lady very loudly. It's like Siri, but she tells me everything that happens with my headphones instead of anything else. Damn it, do I have enough space? I do. I've got a lot of kelp there, didn't I? Let me get a few furnaces set up. Mine some more. That's that. Okay. That's the word. Okay. You know, we're just having anime talks today. If you don't enjoy anime, I apologize, but I do dearly enjoy it. There. Let's just get 4. So, well, yeah, isekai. I never knew like what genres were called before, but I think that's one of my newest favorite ones. Some of them are just, it's the same thing copy and pasted. Like, I really like ReZero. Well, Rim is better than Amelia by about 25-fold. But you can't win everything. What the hell is the word? Oh yeah, and the light novel, if you want to know this yourself, because they don't include it in the anime, I guess it's not needed, which I believe it is, very much so needed. But in the first season, they didn't include this in the light novel of ReZero, which I don't read because I don't have enough money to spend about $300 on a series of books. But Rim gets, hope I get this name right. I really do. Subaru. Shoot. Rim fakes her death, and she gets Subaru to confess to her. Because he thinks she's dead. I mean, gonna die. But then she's like, haha. She smiles, wakes up, like, I gotcha. Then he says polygamy is okay. It's like, hey, you'll be my second wife. I'll marry you along with Amelia. It's like, you know what? It's questionable, but I enjoy it more. It might be one of the only times I've ever thought that it's better. It's not that much better, to tell you the truth. It's not getting anywhere there, but it's better than some things you could have. It's like not. Second season. That's what I was next talking about. Second season. It's amazing. Amazing. I've web novel. I'm trying to read the web novel. If you want to read one of those, get prepared for unnecessary information. I mean, they add entire plot points, like, hey, this is important, but we don't care about it here. Like the election. The election is a massive part of the web novel. It's talked about every other paragraph. It's like, hey, the goal is Amelia. She's gonna get elected. Like, oh no, but now we want, I think, Crush, which is one of the other females. She I think her advisor is the Trap Cat, Felix, I think. But whatever. She's important. She has like a bunch of extra, like, I think during her speech or something when they kill the thingy. I don't want to spoil everything. So they kill a thingy. She makes a speech, but it's more important. It's longer. It's more drawn out and more detailed. It's really short, and the movie. I mean, in the show, it's a few sentences. I mean, it's so much different because there's stuff like, hey, I didn't even know this was happening, and this was important before. With those things, I was like, I know a few people that are like, hey, I can start from any point in the anime, and I'm fine with watching it. I have never been able to do that with anything unless I know the general plot. Like Dragon Ball, I could probably start halfway through Dragon Ball Z and like, hey, I know what this is, because I've known what the anime is for so long. I mean, I watched it as a kid. I didn't watch all of it, but I know a lot of it. I watched it piece by piece, basically. It's like watching something over and forgetting it a little bit. Like, hey, I could rewatch it from this point and remember most of what's happened. Bleach, I've watched it twice over. I started a little bit earlier, and I skipped the entire Bound arc. No points of watching that shit. Said a no word, but you know what? It's horrible. ReZero is great. It's an isekai. Another one I really like would be, damn it, what's it? Sort of isekai? It's, instead of being like, Oh, sorry, I smashed my microphone there. Konosuba, whatever, whatever you want to call it. But I enjoy that one a lot. I think that might be my favorite, mostly because of Mega Man. I will tell you that. That's the main reason. I read the entire light novel series from, well, where the main one ends off, which is, well, from where the movie ends off. The movie is great. I won't tell you what happens in the movie, but watch the movie. The movie's fun. I didn't pay attention for a little bit there, I'll tell you that. But there are some parts that are very much needed in case they actually decide, like, hey, this is going to be important, we're going to actually show this in the anime. The anime, it goes from 1 to 6. They skip around a bit. They don't have to include every single thing that happens. I believe there are 13. Don't quote me on this again. There are 17. 17 novels from the light novel series. I read 11 of them in 2 or 3 days, the weekend. Constantly just reading, like, hey, I really liked it. It was great. There's some extra stuff. There's some stuff that is super, super great. And I would be very sad if they didn't add it. I think the movie is going to be really important in case they said, hey, we're going to include 7. Because it's important in 7. They start to develop things that happen in the movie. And it would be so weird if they didn't include that in that, like, canon of that sort of... I mean, they... You beautiful boy! You walked straight into the pen. I can't believe you. I can't believe my eyes. What a surprise. I can't think of any more puns. Fireflies, that's what I'm thinking of. Seeds. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here, not talking about what my main goal was to talk about. Our main goal and my main goal was. Yeah, so, yeah, one of my favorites, Konosuba, is Mega Man best. It's so weird to say that. I like Mega Man the most out of all of them. Masochism, a little down there on my list. That would be Darkness, the blonde one. I also don't like blondes. That might be the extra thing there. Aqua just confuses me. She's just drunk at all times, sort of. Drunk and stupid. I don't like that combination. Won't say I won't give a specific reason for liking Mega Man. I think the cuteness that plays a large role. Like, hey, if this character isn't cute, what's the point of having them being? I think that's the best part of any anime. I mean, you always have like seductive characters. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's like, it's like the older sister or something like that. It's just sometimes, hey, that's great. Other times, why have you done this? Was there any point to it? Oh, let's get this chicken too. Hey, chickie, get over here. I mean, there's a lot of times where there's so many different types of characters in anime. It's just really confusing which one you're looking at, what they're doing. This is mostly in harem animes. Harem. I guess harem. There's like 80 different types of characters. You have to figure out which one is which. And sometimes it's really confusing to do that. So let me explain this to you real quick. Polygamy, it's, let's not say popular. It's important in harem animes, because you can't choose one person, or else you'll have a bunch of angry 30-year-old men come after you, mid-20s, on Reddit forums, 4chan, whatever you call it. They might tweet at you, they might do something, but they're not going to like you for a while. So you have to take the path of least resistance. Like, hey, let's pick all of them at once that works. So some try to do that. High School DxD, it goes along that path. I mean, I won't say it deviates a little bit, but it's mostly along there. There's not many that have actually chosen that because it's horrible. I mean, it's so undecisive and horrible. I mean, I'd rather have them pick one person. Sometimes they pick a person and it makes no sense. That's when you stop watching it. That seems simple enough to me. Sometimes there is no point to watch something like, hey, they didn't pick the person that I enjoyed the most. Why keep watching it? If that's the only reason you are still watching that show, just don't continue watching it. That seems like the simplest answer. 1 second. Chickens are slow. I'm gonna use my cobblestone for this. Let's just real quick put that under this man. Seeds. I'll wait for them now. Sometimes polygamy is in the middle ground there. Sometimes it's really confusing and people choose just a random person. Real quick, because I have to go back here. Multiple block. Get out of here, bud. Let me do something. Can you move, please? Damn it. Come here. So what was I talking about? Picking one person. Picking one person is a horrible choice sometimes. I mean, it's going. If you've decided to go along that route, you have to find the most popular person usually. It's like, hey, which character in this is the most popular? It could also be, hey, what does the writer enjoy the most? Like, sometimes you'll see interviews with the people. It's like, hey, I like this character the most. I decided to flesh them out the most. I decided to, like, hey, they would pick them eventually. Like, sure, good for you. It's your choice there. If it's really, I mean, actually, I guess going with majority doesn't actually work. There's always a minority there. I just go with what you like. If you're the writer, it's your choice there. I mean, like, hey, let's say you like the least liked person of this series. Hey, flesh them out a little bit, and maybe some more people will enjoy them. I don't know. I will say though, if I'm going to pick anyone, it will usually be either white hair or red hair. White, green, and red. That's it's like Christmas colors, but those are my three favorites. Can't do blondes. I guess black is nice too. It's just yellow. I don't like that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I am, but I don't like the characters. I don't really like the princess characters too much. It's never that much fun. Sometimes characters just don't develop at all. It's just the same thing over and over. Some animes, that's the entire thing. It's like, hey, this character's funny. Let them say the same joke 40 times over until it doesn't get old. Ha ha ha. Yeah. So sometimes I think being childish in some animes, hey, that works. Konosuba, hey, sometimes they make some funny jokes. Gets a little bit less I'm sorry, I had a snort there. It's a little bit less childish towards the end, but yeah, what can you do? Well, I don't know. I like the mature animes. I like the gore. I'm fine with death. I know they a lot of the times they do have to censor things because they're a little on the darker side there. JoJo's makes no attempt. They kill puppies in JoJo's. I don't know if you're fine with that. If you don't want to watch puppies and other dogs die, maybe even cats. I don't know if cats die, but I've seen multiple dogs die. Don't watch that show. If you don't want to see blood, stabbing, death, choking, whatever, just don't watch it. It's still great. I mean, other than that, you probably can't find a censored version. Like, I don't mean nudity, I mean blood. I feel like there's a fine line. There's a lot of animes, the Ichi, which I think means pervert, actually. A lot of those, it's just, well, what do I say? There's nudity on the uncensored versions. A lot of the shows come with an uncensored version. Some people like those more, some people like them less. Things that have a lot of violence usually don't have nudity. I mean, that's what my assumption has come to so far. Is like, hey, JoJo's, there's no nudity. There's really no women, period. I mean, I guess in the first season, which was, I think, about 15 years ago. It might have been 2009, 2010, something like that. It's pretty old. There was Arena, which was just the main person. I mean main female. In all of the next seasons, I guess I don't like Joseph. I skipped his season because Joseph is dumb. Sorry, that's my own opinion. I think Joseph is a stupid man. It might be a little bit mean, but I know he might be old, but I can't watch him. It's hard for me. Jotaro is pretty damn smart. I like Jotaro the best. It's that, just majority-wise, people like the third part the most. The third part is that's Jotaro's season. If I just want to punch a hole there. You know what? I think I've had some fun here. I've done a little bit. I really haven't done that much, period. Well, actually, oh, you know what I have to do? I have to make another furnace real quick. I have to do this. Before I move on to something else, let's just... yeah, okay. You know what? Let's... Whatever topic we're talking about before, let's talk about a new one. Anime types. I know I talked about this for a second. Isekai. I did short explanation on this. A lot of them, they're the same. There's a majority, they are the same thing. It is one poor otaku man. It's like, hey, I'm in a new world and I'm surrounded by attractive women, whatever. Just make it sound better. That's the premise of most of them. It's like, hey, new world, new testosterone, something around those lines. Some of them pretty damn sad. Shield Hero, it's along those lines. After a while, I don't know if it's just me, but it just seems like, hey, poor me, I'm sad. He gets, I never finished that one. I didn't like it after a while. It's like, hey, cool, he has a shield, he gets new powers with it, but it's never that much of a villain in it to me. Like, hey, the other heroes are mean to you. You got bullied. Okay. That's all I can think of it. I've never thought that highly of it. A few isekai I really enjoy that are just like the worst ones, sadder ones that are actually sadder. Sort of. I think ReZero gets pretty damn close to just being borderline depressed. I mean, it is so popular. I'm spoiler warning. Just mute this for like, I don't know, a few minutes or something. If you're actually watching, by the way, I can't look at my chat. I have to do it on my phone, and I have to reopen my phone every 3 minutes. If I did have anybody actually watching, I apologize. So yeah, ReZero season 2. It is. Oh, people haven't really been watching season 2, but it gets sad sometimes. It's not season 2, but he's in this new world after. Well, he's just sort of like placed there. I don't believe he dies. From Konosuba, he dies. It's reincarnation. Goes there with dumb drunk goddess. And ReZero, it's just sort of put there. Like no goodbyes. He doesn't die. He's just randomly like, hey, I'm in a new world now. And well, main lady that I don't think has shown her face. I'll just say, I'll go off the first season for now. Act like I haven't watched the second one or read most of it through the webtoon thing. Webcomic, whatever you call it. Webtoon is different. That's where a few other things came from. But so mean witch lady, she given the powers. He can't say what those powers are. It's in the ads. It's literally it's in most of the trailers. I mean, like, hey, he can't say that or else he gets like choked out. I think it's shown in the trailer for the first season. It might be for the second one, but it shows like a hand coming out of somewhere. That would be the witch's hands. That mean witch lady. Mean, nice. I couldn't tell you. I could say obsessed, which I think that's the only right word there. She is deeply obsessed with our main character. Deeply, deeply obsessed. Which, I mean, may sound cool to a point. It's like, hey, look, you got this all-powerful witch. And she's willing to do anything. But anything is a little harsh. Because he can't... Well, he can die. But he comes back. He has... I know I couldn't say this before. Subaru is permanent PTSD. You can't get rid of it. It's just everything happens over and over. Like, hey, I died. I could feel the pain. I don't... He basically doesn't notice pain anymore. It's like, oh, I still cry sometimes. I'm sorry, I'm narrating. I don't cry, because I'm a big man. But, he does a lot. I mean... There's some points where it very well justified. Sure, man, just go on there. I would feel bad if you didn't. But, yeah. It gets real wacky sometimes. Oh, that was a weird noise. It's just... I don't know how you could deal with that. Just like what he has to go through. That just seems insane. I feel like after a point you would break. That's the premise of I think that is the premise of one of the seasons. But, like him breaking. I don't know how you couldn't. It seems insane to me. How would you not break from that? What's happening to you? You die over and over, then come back each time, just at it's like a save point, sort of. How could you do that? Like, I don't know, it might just be me, but that seems impossible. After all, you would just sit in the corner and just cry. It seems like that would be the best way out of it. It's like, just, no. I give up. I'll be back in a while if you need me. If you need me, just call me over, but I'm gonna leave for a bit. I think that's pretty major. I won't spoil anything, but that is an option at some point. It's a very good option. Not the best option, because he still has to save people. I would probably have taken that option, just to let you know. Mainly because Rim was involved. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It came out of my mouth. But, yeah, it's a pretty great, I mean, choice, like, hey, let's run away. I don't know why you wouldn't take that. I mean, I guess, to a point, like, hey, it would be cool, but who wants to die that many times? I don't think there's a single person in the entire world that isn't scared of death, to a certain extent. Who wants to die 80 times and just like, hey, this has happened before, I don't even care about it anymore? You've gotten to a breaking point once you start saying that. I mean, I feel like there's a point of no return, and you're starting to reach it there. Getting a little close for comfort. Again, this is a really good thing that just writers took care of this. It's like, hey, yeah, you're definitely right. God, geez, having some pain there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how you could. The second season, there's so like it was really good to start out with. I'm gonna repeat what I heard from a video before. ReZero was great for the first season. It didn't really have an overarching enemy though. There was a few. It switched between like, hey, first the enemy was basically dealing with, hey, I have this new power, I got to deal with it. This is just season 1. I'm not gonna spoil season 2 for you. Season 1, he's like, hey, there's a bad boy here. Well, my power basically. I have to deal with this. Gets on to a certain point. Let's kill a big monster. It's bad, I think. Which was involved with it. And it did bad things that were bad. So that was all dealt with. I think that might have been the extent of the first season. It might have gone on to a little bit longer, to a few different ones. Oh yeah, witch cult, all that stuff. It matters. It matters a lot, to a point. It gets a little less important after a while, as the cult doesn't matter when you have the real thing. Sorry, that's it. It's just gonna keep coming out of my mouth. I can't deal with it. Gold. We found gold. Okay. So yeah, there's never really a big like monster there. They had to deal with. There was a few, but there's some animes where they have one main enemy the entire thing. Romance, relationship would both basically be their main goal. Action, probably a big monster. I mean, really nothing else to say on that part. But some like this, there's so much stuff going on. You wouldn't be able to find out who the big bad is, because there's so many big bads. I mean, with the second season, they make it much easier to tell who the bad people are. I mean, it is very, very easy. If you don't catch on to who the bad people are, by, I don't know, when they start introducing them, like, it's like, hey, this person's possibly a bad person. I mean, the bad person is pretty nice looking, but they're still evil. I mean, go away, water. I guess, yeah. I guess in this case, it would just be don't judge a book by its cover, because big bad can also be not very big. It's not very bad seeming. Decepticon? Yeah, good enough. The big bad boss is a Decepticon in the second season of ReZero. I mean, yeah, it's not that much of a spoiler if you watch it for about 3 minutes. Where do I go? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. How do I get out? I want to get out, please. Let me out of here. I don't want to be stuck here forever. Oh no. Is this the way out? I hope so. Oh god, it goes down. Oh, just go up. Where am I? Where am I? Oh, it's dark. It's dark. This way, please. I don't know anything else to talk about. We've been going on for about an hour and 3 minutes now. You don't know how much easier it is to make conversations with chat, all that. On Twitch, sometimes I have one, sometimes I don't, but... oh, geez, my jaw's cracking a lot. By the way, second season's not fully out. It's just the first part. The next season, well, next part of it will be released. Oh, that's gross. January of next year. There will be... sorry. If there's ever, an anime that you enjoy, and it's like, hey, just use, like, it's a 13 episode, like, Crunchyroll original, something like that. Ah, Jesus Christ, give me a second, I gotta mute my mic.
And we're back.
If you ever really enjoy a series, you just want to see, like, hey, there might be another one. I mean, another season of it. Just look it up. It's the simplest way. Just don't immediately think, like, hey, there's not a second one. Older ones, like, if you're thinking, like, hey, maybe there's a second, it's still happening. I don't know why. I might have to end the stream soon to figure that out. But if it's an older anime, like, one I watched recent, or in high school, Host Club. I think that's the name. It's generally newer. I mean, generally older than a lot of other animes. There's not going to be a second season. If there is, I would be deeply surprised, but most likely not going to be a second season. Other ones, like, hey, maybe this is new. Maybe there's going to be another one. Like, ReZero might be a new one. I mean, there's probably going to be an next part unless they run out of money somehow. One of the most popular animes. Bleach, actually, I can't really spoil something that's not even confirmed, but there might be a next season of that, which really, really cool for me. Because Bleach, like I said before, if you've watched this entire thing, I have watched that anime twice over, and it is 500 or so episodes. I have to stop. It's the cracking's starting to hurt my throat now, and I have to try to figure out what it is. So I'll see you later. But I gotta fix